What's up, guys? And welcome to the Back to the Life podcast. Today we have a truly special guest, the man who holds the Guinness World Record for the most house live stream in human history. Please welcome Rabbi Rothschild.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. If I may just clarify, I am in discussions with that formalization of the world record. But yes, I have been live streaming my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for more than 4 years. And no one has done that. Not only that, I'm not live on one YouTube stream. I'm not live on two YouTube streams. I'm live on over 20 simultaneous YouTube streams, 24 hours a day. You can view my life in 360 degrees. I even have a ceiling camera.
Rabbi, thank you for being here. How are you doing today?
I'm lovely. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here, Antonin, and with your audience. To give you all a little bit about who I am and what I do, I'm Rabbi Rothschild. If you don't know who I am, you will. I
I
stream
have
my life 24
a
hours a
question
day,
for that.
7 days a week, 365 days a year for world peace. That's the real motivating factor behind it. I've been doing so for more than 4 years. My streams go back to the pandemic. We've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. This is a real life Truman Show for anyone out there who's seen that movie or the television show
That's
Big Brother. In the 90s, the phrase content is king was coined, and I'm making it true today. My own way, I'm king of the internet. This is the biggest event in global history, and here's why. In 2017, The Economist magazine stated that data had overtaken petroleum as Earth's #1 resource. I have more data archived on the internet than any person ever, which is making me very influential. I'm going viral. And when I do, I want to make you, your friends, your family, and anyone out there who's in the audience, I want to make you financially independent. I want you to be able to make your generations financially independent. And I want you to be able to start charities and philanthropic organizations of your own.
That's nice. That is very nice. Let's dive it straight. Rabbi, most people know you as Viral Rabbi. Can you tell us in nutshell who are you and what actually drive you to stream 24/7, 365 days?
Absolutely. I am traditionally a very religious person. Prior to the pandemic, I would attend shul or synagogue daily, every day for years on end without missing. I'm very consistent. And when the pandemic occurred, my job I'm a certified project management professional, having launched apps on the App Store and Google Play. And at the time, I was under contract with a major Fortune 100 company, and my position went remote. And so I went from never being on camera and really not being comfortable on camera too much, more than the average person, to being on camera more than 8 hours a day. And on top of that, my synagogue classes and many of our events went virtual as well. So very quickly, as the pandemic progressed, I went from being someone who was very traditional, not in front of the camera, to being on camera anywhere between 8 and 12 hours a day. And after work, I would hit golf balls at Tiger Woods' golf course in Anaheim, California. And I would want to see what my golf swing looked like on camera. And so I would take video of it. And after I would play golf, I would upload the camera footage to my cloud. And I recognized that I would say some things that were kind of funny just to myself on the camera, and thought my future family, God willing, might find these videos to be really interesting of what their dear old dad was like before they met, or before they were even a glimmer in their eye, and before they met their mom, and all of those good things. So I started archiving some footage in 2021, and it would just take me a long time to download the footage and re-upload the footage, that I just felt, you know what? I'm already streaming a lot for my work. I'm already streaming a lot for my religious life. And why don't I just start a YouTube channel, which I did in 2021? And I'm somebody who, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it better than anybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
very quickly, I bought a bunch of different laptops, and all in all, like about half a dozen different laptops, half dozen or so different Chromebooks, handheld devices, and tablets, all in all about 33 different devices, and put them all around myself, and began live streaming my life 24 hours a day, and felt that it would be really interesting for people to be able to get a portal into what a human life was like. And what's different about my streams than many other people who stream is the archiving of the footage. That's very important. My streams are like a timeline or a time capsule of human achievement. So you can literally go back to my life last week, last month, last year, 4 years ago, and know what was going on, not just in my life, but also what was going on in human history. Because 24 hours a day, I keep a radio on in the background that archives human events. So we've seen, like I say, the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king. We've seen assassinations and assassination attempts. Even I have footage from before large language models became so commonplace within our society. I was an early adopter of ChatGPT in November of 2022. I was a user when it launched November 30th, 2022. And now we've seen it expand to Claude and Grok and Gemini and Copilot and Perplexity and all of the other and Meta AI, everything else that has changed our lives. And I have that like a story for the world, which is
Okay.
really exciting. I've live streamed over 1,666 days, approximately as of this discussion, and would like to do this for the rest of my life. I feel it will be very important for the world to be able to learn from an individual who has archived so much data.
Understand? That's very true. So, so you hold the Guinness World Record for the most live streamed hours in history. How do you even keep something like that going for 661 60 days plus days straight? How?
Absolutely. Well, as I've said, that world record is difficult to verify at this point because we need someone to watch 4 years of content to be able to make sure that it's verified. But when we're able to crowdsource it, I will formally hold that title and many other titles on this stream as well in terms of data archive, simultaneous streams, and those things. But how am I able to do it? I'm a very consistent person, just generally, I always have been, and my life, is enmeshed with my streams, and so whenever I awake, the first thing I do is pray, and then I restart my streams. I do the necessary in terms of hygiene and such. Then I pray some more. I have my morning prayers, which is in the shacharis, and then from there, I am usually either being on podcasts or connecting with people on Discord or on Twitter Spaces and teaching people about what I do, learning from other people, which is really important. And I get great joy from that. I get great joy from connecting with people all over the world. We may be thousands of miles away, but it's like we're in the same room with each other, having a cup of coffee and just learning about each other and how we can help each other. And I find these things to be very important. And as I
That's true.
previously said, I stream my life for world and I talk about things that people find to be very positive. I like to talk about things that unite us, like ending world hunger through the use of technology, such as agricultural drones, floating greenhouses, saltwater greenhouses, hydroponic, vertical farming, cloud seeding. I want to help end world thirst. I'm sponsored by a cryptocurrency that's worth tens of millions of dollars. And one of the things that we do is we build wells and water towers in developing nations such as Nigeria for the benefit of the less fortunate. We run toy drives and food drives. My streams are about giving back to the community, even though
Hmm.
they may be small. I do my best to impact the world as much as possible. I want to help end world thirst in other ways as well through things like perhaps building of more wells and desalination technology where we pump earth seawater onto land to make it drinkable. This type of technology I feel is very important, and many people don't know that it exists. And I do my best to educate people on it on a daily basis. So that type of helping the world and connecting with people is an extreme motivating factor, and is something that keeps me going every single day.
This is next level. If this motivates you, hit the like and let's keep going. Hit the like, guys.
That's right. Like, subscribe, make sure to comment.
Yeah. So, what does normal day look like when you are live 24/7? How do you handle mm, how do you handle mentally and physically?
Certainly. Well, as I previously said, immediately upon awaking, I say a prayer. It's known as Moda Ani. I'm an Orthodox Jew and do my best to live as Orthodox a life as I can while live streaming my life. From there, I take care of some of the necessity of hygiene. A lot of people have the question, do you live stream yourself in the shower or go into the bathroom? And I have, but that's against many of the platform's terms and conditions. So what I do is I have GoPros to archive much of that information, though I do have a lot of it that is stored on social media of me doing what people do in the bathroom. But from there, I say my morning prayers, which is chakra and Don Tefillin, and then I teach a class every day and have for going back to more than 120 days on Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism. So that class lasts anywhere between 1 and 3 hours a day. And I take questions from people. We watch other people's classes to learn. And I do have some people who join it. And then once that class is over, my day is pretty open to be able to connect with friends that I have. I'm really big into playing games. So I play games with my community. I have over 2,900 people in my Discord community. Anyone who wants to join discord.me/rabbi. What's really unique about my stream is you can connect with me whenever you want. You come to my Discord and we'll talk about anything that you have. If you something good happened in your life, bad happened in your life, you want to talk about futurism or time travel or whatever it is you want to discuss, I'm open to it. And not every streamer is like that. In fact,
Yeah.
most of them are not. But you can connect with me 24 hours a day. And it just depends. I do IRL streaming. I've streamed as far north as Santa Barbara, as far south as San Diego, as far east as the desert and mountains, as far west as the Pacific Ocean. I've streamed in Beverly Hills, in Los Angeles, at Disneyland. I streamed outside as recently as yesterday. It's difficult though because most of my cameras and such are, desktops and things. So it's easier for me to have desktop streams, and it's easiest for me to be able to connect with my community. For those of you who wonder, do you stream outside? I have more outside streaming than most people have ever streamed, and there's a lot of content out there. So then from there, I like to, in the evenings, watch documentaries. So I watch documentaries with my community and any kind of topic. We'll watch things on energy, advanced propulsion. We'll watch things on just like even like retro or nostalgic contests that happened maybe 20 or 30 years ago. Somebody made a documentary. If it's a documentary, I'm pretty open to watching it. I love to learn. And then from there, I have people from throughout the world, including as far away as Australia and Canada and Europe, Asia, Africa, certainly, who come into my Discord at any given moment and they like to play games with me. So we'll play games, anything from chess to checkers to poker to just like mini games that we like to play, nothing too pressure filled. And then I have some traditions that I have with some individuals who we play games before we go to bed at night. And then generally, I like to watch podcasts as well, which are really great. I'm always open to learning. And depending on the day, many times my hours will get reversed, but I'll go to bed and then do the same thing the next day.
What if you are sick? You are still streaming 24/7?
Absolutely. Fortunately. Yeah, and you know what? Fortunately, I haven't been sick in the last 4 years. So even
Nice.
just like flu or anything like that, I've been able to avoid all of that. So yeah, I stream when I'm sleeping and I stream when I'm awake, when I'm sick. I have thrown up on stream. And if you're like, I thought you weren't sick. One time I ate too much of a certain food and it made me sick and I threw up.
And like,
Other things can happen,
what if,
but
what if,
I do my best
sorry,
to archive these things for people because I know they'll be interesting. Very few people are comfortable enough vomiting while they are streaming.
what if your friends or your relatives want to visit you but doesn't want to be on camera?
Sure. So I've had people visit me as far away as Northern California, and they know that it is really important to me to be streaming. But if at any point I don't want to be streaming, I can just leave. I can just keep the cameras going and then just go do whatever I want. If I want to go on a walk, I can go on a walk.
Okay.
But it's important to me to keep the streams going, and so I do my best to avoid not being on camera. But if for any reason somebody doesn't want to be on camera for whatever, maybe I'm having, and they know that I'm streaming, I respect their privacy, and then
Yeah.
just do whatever I
Uh,
need to do. But 99.99% of the last 4 years, I have been live streaming, and it's
so how does your Discord and YouTube community actually work? And why do you always say data in Earth is number one resource?
Absolutely. So The Economist magazine published in 2017 an article stating that data had overtaken petroleum as Earth's number one resource. And this was wild to me. to think that the most valuable thing that we have on our planet is no longer a traditional resource like gold or silver or petroleum, but is data, is something that we make ourselves. And I found this to be very interesting. As a certified project management professional, this was of particular interest to me because I was creating apps and data was really important to them. And so the way that my YouTube works is I archive my streams every 12 hours or so. So for anyone out there who thinks I have the longest stream in global history, no, and I don't want that. That's a lot of stress. I have the most amount of data in global history, which is more important to me. And the reason why it's important to me is many long period streamers, people who just keep their streams going 24 hours a day, do not have the ability to go back and watch that. Usually it's only archived for something like 14 days, or perhaps it's not even archived. The important part of my stream and what makes me different than most any other streamer is you will find that you can go back like a timeline or a time capsule and view my life. So I'm always live on YouTube. If you want to check me out, anyone out there, type in Rabbi Rothschild, Rabbi space Rothschild in YouTube or any social media if you want, and filter by live. That's the key point. Anybody can just have one YouTube stream going. I have 20 live streams going at any given time. You can watch my life in 360 degrees. And I mean that. There are some people who like to watch my life from straight on, face to face. Some people who enjoy watching my life from the side. Some people who like to watch me from above, whatever you are, however you're comfortable. I want you to be I want to be able to adjust to whatever the audience wants. And this, I feel, from a data perspective, is really important because it gives data and AI a 360-degree model of what my life is. It's no longer just one dimension. I'm
Hmm.
give AI the ability to watch my entire life. And from a Discord perspective, anyone who wants to join the Discord, the easiest way to do it is to go to discord.me/rabbi. You can also just type in Rabbi Discord and it'll show up as the first result generally in Google and join. And you can see I'm a real person. A lot of people think I'm a robot. A lot of people think I'm AI. I am not. I am a real person. I laugh, I cry, I sleep, I eat, I do all the things that humans do. And you can connect with me. And I have people who literally live in my Discord alongside me 24 hours a day and are very positive to the project. I get people who just want to sleep with me. They like to know that they're not alone in the world. And so they will literally just sleep with me. Whatever it is and however you want to consume my content, I'm absolutely fine with it. What's interesting about me, or one of the many things, is with any other influencer that you have, you eventually run out of their content. Not mine. It would take you a century or more to digest all of my content. And as I previously spoke with Antonin about, I have more social media than any person ever. I have over 100 YouTube accounts, for 200 Instagram
That's
accounts, all
crazy.
with content. I have over 500 Twitch accounts, over 1,000 TikTok accounts, over 2,000 Twitter accounts, over 5,000 Blue Sky accounts, and over 10,000 Kick accounts. I'm the most archived individual in history. And when people find out about what I'm doing, this is going to be a treasure hunt for the world. And it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah. So, and like, if you want to join, we are gonna have link in the description. One of we can give like one YouTube. We are not going to like 500, but one YouTube and Discord. But
Absolutely.
for sure,
Anybody who wants to view all of my links, just go to linktree.com
okay.
forward slash Rabbi
Or
Rothschild, and you'll be able to get all the links there.
you say I make you
That's
bring
right.
world peace. What do you
That's right.
exactly do you mean by that, and how are you actually going to do it?
Excellent question. And it's a big task. So as I've said, and as you know, data is Earth's number one resource. And I have more data archived on the internet than any person ever, which is making me a very influential person. What I want to do is make you all financially independent. If you're not already, I want to make your friends and family financially independent. And I want you to be able to start charities and philanthropic organizations. So for anyone out there who's like, okay, Rabbi, how are you going to do that? Well, essentially right now, the data is in such a raw version that it's not monetized. We're going to be able to monetize that, number one. So that's 4 years plus of data from many different angles that will be extremely important to the world, not just from a historic standpoint, but for people to study from an academic level in the future, universities and higher education, even just education of all types. for people to learn not just about a human, but about the world. Additionally, the second way we're going to be able to do that is the social media. Generally, it is not monetized either. I may make a little money off of some of my content, but it's nothing nothing impressive. However, when people find out that I'm a phenomenon, this is going to be a global revolution of all of it. The third way is from cryptocurrency. Many people don't realize it, but I am one of the biggest promoters of some cryptocurrencies out there. I'm sponsored by a cryptocurrency. That's what my shirt is. That's what all my merchandise is. And it's known as Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 E-News. The tickers, Bitcoin is very long. But basically, I'm in cryptocurrency discussions all of the time. I'm a major advocate of decentralization. And with that type of investment, we're going to be able to make people extremely wealthy. And finally, and perhaps maybe the most lucrative, is endorsements that I'm going to be able to do. So unlike any other influencer out there, if you've ever seen like an F jersey or like the soccer jersey, I'm going to wear brands 24 hours a day. And unlike any other celebrity out there who will wear other things, I will wear your brand all of the time. So it is a constant advertisement that we're going to be able to utilize. We're going to take all the money from the endorsements and the cryptocurrency and the monetization of social media and monetization of all of the data. We're going to put that in a 501c3, which in the United States is basically a not-for-profit trust. And then we're going to be able to give back to people. And people, everybody who followed me on social media, you're essentially in the club. Everybody in my Discord, and everybody is archived on this. So you'll be like, hey, on this date we talked, and I was very positive to your project. Excellent. We're going to make sure to take care of you, your friends, your family, and I want you to not just be well off financially, but I want you to help others. So whatever it is, and it's a question that I ask people often is, if I were to make you independently wealthy and you could do anything you'd want, how would you help other people? Because that's really important to me. And I get people who say, I want to help animals. I want to help veterans. I want to help the homeless. All of these topics are near and dear to my heart, and I want to help you help them as well. So that's how I say I want to make people trillionaires. Now, people may say, trillionaire is a big word. You know, currently there aren't really any publicly known trillionaires. Elon Musk is approaching being a trillionaire. How are you going to be able to make us a trillionaire, Rabbi? Well, when I was a kid, everybody wanted to be a millionaire. And today, everybody wants to be a billionaire. Tomorrow, everyone will want to be a trillionaire. Inflation is an issue. As we all know, the devaluation of currencies becomes an issue. So I want people to be aware that if I were doing this when I was a child, I would say I'd want to make people millionaires. Right now, I probably would say I'd make people billionaires, but I'm a future thinker. And so I want to make people trillionaires. Tomorrow's trillionaires are today's billionaires, and we're yesterday's millionaires.
This is the future. If you want to be part of it, like and comment.
There you go. Absolutely.
So you are non-binary Orthodox Rabbi. What does the combination look like in real life, and how do people react to it?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. According to the state of California, I am a non-binary, or I have changed my gender to be non-binary and even be a woman. And the reason why I've done this is because I don't want to lock myself into any given gender. Because at the heart of what I do, I feel I'm transhuman. So one of the things that I talk about is life extension technology. So if I may, I want to say that as a human, I was born a man, but I may be able to live longer than most people really anticipated. We're moving from a world of humanism into transhumanism, and I don't want to limit myself. I may live 100,000 years as a man, and then I eventually want to live as a woman, and I don't feel that I should have to be limited by that. If I get bored of being a man, then I might want to be a woman in 1,000,000 years or some crazy amount of time, or I might want to be a dog, or I might want to be a robot or whatever. What I talk about with people is life extension technology. It's very important. Things like oxygen therapy, human growth hormone, stem cells, cryonics, cryogenics, nootropics, peptides, cold shock therapy, red light therapy, perhaps ambrosia therapy, testosterone replacement therapy. These are all types of technology that I want to give people the resources to be able to afford, so that they're able to extend their life from perhaps the average life expectancy in the Western world of age 80 to age 100, 120. But then at 120, people may say, Rabbi, I'm 120 years old. My body's starting to break down. What's the next plan? And I want to give people the opportunity, if they want, to be able to utilize another type of technology known as mind uploading technology, where
Mhm.
with your consent, and consent is very important. If you don't want this, you shouldn't have it. But we scan your brain into a computer like a CAT scan or an MRI, knowing where every atom is in your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system for later download. As an
Mhm.
android, an avatar, a cyborg, a cybernetic being, a clone of yourself, a robot, an ethereal being, whatever you want to be. But what I'm saying to you and I'm saying to your audience is there may be a day in the future, and perhaps not the not so distant future, where people may be able to have a life of digital immortality. And
Mhm.
if
It's
that's
true.
the case, I don't want to limit myself to having to be a man for the rest of my life. And that's why, according to the state of California, I've changed my gender and I can be whatever I want. And from an LGBTQ plus perspective, I consider myself to be the plus because I don't know what that is, but I consider that to be like transhumanism. But in terms of what I'm attracted to, I love women. I love beautiful women. I love smart women. And frankly, I love experienced women. That's something that's very
Mhm.
attractive to me. Women who have wisdom, women who have beauty. I can find beauty in 90-year-old women. I can find beauty in 30 year
Yeah.
old.
So Rabbi Rothschild, thank you so much for the last 30-minute conversation. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Guys, if this episode woke something up to you, smash the like button right now. A comment I am in if you are ready to change. Turn off notification and subscribe. Thank you once again. Stay legendary and I see you soon in the next one. Peace.
God willing. Thank you. Peace.